Hello and welcome back to the Perrick Project. Whether you've been following along all the way through, or you're dipped in and out, or even if this is your very first episode, I think you're really going to take something out of this one. I'm Gila Ross. I'm the host of the Power Up podcast. I'm a mother of 8. And one of the things that I'm absolutely passionate about is sharing how much relevant wisdom Judaism has that can enhance our everyday lives nowadays. So in this episode, we're looking at the last Mishnah in chapter 4. We're coming towards the end of chapter 4. And it looks at first strange, but I think it gives us a powerful call because it starts by telling us every newborn will die. It reminds us that all of us, we're mortal. We need to make the most out of life. But it reminds us that every dead person will be resurrected. A fundamental belief in Judaism is that we believe in resurrection, that the dead will live again. Because body and soul are both instrumental in doing good or doing bad, God insists that the body will be resurrected so that it will receive the reward that it deserves as well. The analogy that's given is that imagine there's a person who can't see, and there is a person who can't walk, a blind person and a lame person, and together they break into someone's house. Obviously the blind person can't see, so the lame person directs the person which way to go, but the lame person can't walk, so he sits on the shoulders of the blind person. When it comes time for them to get their punishment, each one tries to blame the other. The blind says, couldn't it be me? I couldn't see. And the lame person says, oh, couldn't it be me? I can't walk. But what happens is together they're given the punishment. And the same thing with us. We have a soul, but it needs the body to do good, or, on the contrary, to do bad. So that's why God insists that there will be resurrection, so that the body can also get the reward that it deserves. We know that God judges us. Every living person, every human being will be judged. Interestingly enough, in Hebrew, the word judge also means to provide someone with their needs, because every moment God judges us as to whether we deserve what we will be getting. When we think about God's judgment, it's scary, but we have to remember that this incredible gift that God has given us, this gift of repentance, which doesn't make sense. You think about it, I did something wrong, I messed up. What can I do? But God gives us this gift of repentance. It says, and repentance has to be real. It has to come from the inside. It has to be like an internal metamorphosis, that we really change from the inside. But when a person goes through that change, when they really regret what they do, they make a commitment for the future, God takes their misdeed and gets rid of it for them. So it's an incredible gift, and something that we should always be aware of when we're looking at our lives and we're thinking about ourselves, that if we've done wrong, don't despair, because as long as a person is alive and thinks about what they're doing, they can always fix the mistakes that we have made. Which brings us to the next point, that there is judgment. There's accountability in this world. Interestingly, the Hebrew word for judgment also means to provide a person with their needs. Why? Because God judges us to see whether we deserve what we will be getting. And everything is in God's hands. And when we talk about judgment, we have to understand it's not a punitive thing. It's God judges, and if need be, punishes a person like a parent. It's to bring out the best in us. And God created us. God knows our innermost secrets. He knows what's easy for us. He knows what our struggles are. And that is why God can judge us. And what's important to note is that with God, there's no forgetfulness. God doesn't forget anything. And there's no favoritism, right? Everyone is accountable. And not only is everyone accountable for everything, which on the one hand sounds very scary. But wait, bear with me, because I'm going to show you also how it is also very, very empowering. Because every action matters, right? There's no bribery. There's no such thing as a good thing cancelling out a bad thing. Even Moses, right? Moses, who got the Torah, who spoke directly to God, was punished for the time that he got angry. And the flip side, Esau, who was so wicked, he was rewarded because he honored his parents. Every single action matters. And as we said, God knows us. So God knows what our capabilities are, how hard we have to work to do something or not do something, and even the attitude, and all that's taken into account. Let me show you how empowering this can be. So I'll tell you a story that illustrates it. The Vilna Gaon, holy rabbi, once was speaking to a person who had converted to Christianity, and he offered the person a whiskey, a little l'chaim, and he said to him, make a blessing on it. And the man looked at him like, you're crazy. He says, what do you mean? I'm a lost cause. I converted to Christianity. Why on earth should I make a blessing? And the Vilna Gaon said to him, hold on a second. Don't think that just because you converted to Christianity, there's no more accountability. Every single action that you take has accountability. We can never ever think, oh, I'm too far gone, or I've done too many negative things. Every single action that we do has accountability. And if we do a negative action, there's accountability. And the way out for that is, as we spoke about in the beginning, is repentance. A person can change. God gives us the ability to change. And there's also accountability for good deeds. And even if we think we're having a bad day, or a bad week, or a bad month, or a bad year, every good action that we take makes a difference. And it's something that we have to bear in mind, that there is absolute accountability. God takes into account who we are, what capabilities we have, how hard we work, because God knows us so well. And every single action that we take has value and has accountability. Thank you so much for listening. I'd love to hear your thoughts and your feedback on it. You can get in touch with me on Instagram at Gila Ross. And if you like this podcast, give us a rating or review, and please share the word. Thank you for spending your time with us today.